to just immerse myself in inspiration and write down any hopes and dreams or habits that I have for the upcoming year. And I really wanted to sit down and go over everything with you. We're starting new traditions this year, and this video is going to be the first. I have written down a lot of aspirations that I would love to share them all with you and give encouragement, ideas, and basically cheer each other on throughout the year. Now, first and foremost, I wanted to begin with the first journal entry of the year for these two journals, which this one is a year of self-care journal, and then this one is a year of Zen. So I'm going to go ahead and fill out the journal entries for day one. All right, so for a year of self-care journal, it goes by week. So week one, it says, we don't laugh because we're happy. We are happy because we laugh. And that is by William James. Now the goal that they say is laugh. Put yourself in situations where you can laugh, giggle, lose control, experience happiness, and feel unfettered joy. Recognize that you can intentionally seek pleasure and find it. When was the last time you had a big belly laugh? One of those I'm laughing so hard I'm crying laughs. Take a few minutes to recall what made you laugh, who you were with, and how you felt. So that is the first journal entry for this week. At the end of the journal, once you write down what made you laugh hysterically, it says this week enjoy some comedy, whether it's going to a comedy club, playing a game, reading the comics, or watching your favorite stand-up comic or rom-coms. Indulge yourself in whatever is funny to you. Ask your friends and families for recommendations or crowdsource some ideas. See if you can let yourself laugh so hard you end up in tears. Try to spend 2 to 5 hours this week engaging with content that makes you laugh. Okay, so that is my challenge for you. Find what brings you joyfulness in your life and write in the comments what you would like to do for this week to be happy. Alright, so the second journal entry for a year of Zen. This one has journal entries for each day for week one. So for today, for January 1st, if you miss a moment, you miss your life. Take a moment to note this very moment. What do you see, hear, feel, notice most vividly? Alright, so that is the journal entry for today. Tomorrow will be a little bit different. It'll be a little bit more of an inspirational one, and then the next day is going to be gratitude, and then so on. So for today, take the first step in writing in a journal of all your hopes, dreams, or your wants or desires for this year that you'd like to accomplish in 2026. Okay, so I just finished these two journal entries, and I'm really excited for next week to do the second journal entry for week 2. So moving on, every year I begin a visual journal where I paint each month a theme, and then I write down weekly or monthly aspirations and daily important tasks. So this year I'm going to go to the beginning of the journal like I did last year, but I'm going to be making it a little bit different, and I'll share more about that in my dream party video. So a little spoiler alert, I will be doing a small mood board. Now speaking of mood boards, I made a small January one on my phone for everything that I want to do in January. Now I do plan on making one of these for each month, and then my screen inside of my phone is basically just a pretty inspiration color or wallpaper, like something minimal with a quote or a holiday theme depending on what the theme for the month is or what color basically I am feeling for that day. So the visual journal I did last year, I did pretty in-depth. I spent a long time on it, that's for sure. So for 2025, that was my cover page. And then I had all the months out, if you can see that. And then each month I made so that I could put a picture, which I ended up never doing. So I'm thinking I will do that again this year and just use the 2025 one and make it into 2026. So this was the quote of the year for 2025, which was, "The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams," and that is by Eleanor Roosevelt. So this year we're going to have to come up with a different quotes. The next page I did a daily tracker thing, which I ended up not doing because I did put this journal away and kind of forgot about it. But this was supposed to be the tracker, and then underneath of it I had everything that I had accomplished, or I wanted to write down what I had accomplished for that month. That I basically did the same thing here with a habit tracker for each thing that I wanted to do. So this was kind of my theme, which was the winter theme for January. So I had everything written down for like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and so forth for the whole entire week. And I did like the same theme type painting for each week as well. And then I kind of stopped. I didn't get very far in 2025 when it came to that. 2026, that is what I would like to stick to. That is going to be one of my goals, is to be painting every single day, as well as documenting what I do in 2026, because 2026 I basically have made it my creative art year. So that is my theme for the whole entire year. I have very extravagant, ambitious dreams every year, and I feel like if I organize out like everything out a little bit more and schedule one big project every 3 months or so, I feel like some of these projects will finally get done. Now, a lot of these projects will need maintenance and intentionality every single year. So here's a little overview from last year that needed daily maintenance. For this year, I plan on making these bigger, so I'm on a hunt for larger pots. So hopefully in the spring I can make the water feature a little bit larger. Now the birds, the bees, and also the butterflies, they just loved these water features, so I love to incorporate more. Now some other projects for this year is I want to replace this one that's basically breaking down and finish the tables that I painted 2 years ago. So these are the tables I painted last year, well 2 years ago, for outside, and I plan on making one more for a project for inside, which I may or may not do this year. That might be a next year type of project depending on how much time I have. Now this year I'm going to add to the garden a lot more by making one raised garden bed and a potting station and a little library. Except this little library is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be inclusive to just Orlando and I and those who come over, simply because of HOA regulations for having one in the front yard. And there basically won't be enough room either. So I'm going to make this a fun little library project for Orlando. So hopefully I am able to complete this in spring, because I look forward to basically decorating the backyard a little bit more this year. And I want to do a like seasonal theme on the little library, so I'm really excited to decorate that. So as time goes on, I will be able to update you a little bit more on the progress of the little library. So a couple more projects that I would like to do indoors this year is create a cozy self-care space. My goal for this year is purging all of my self-care products, since 98% of them have endocrine disruptors and carcinogenic chemicals. And the fragrances alone are absolutely horrible. So we are getting rid of all of those type of products, and I will do a video alone on that, because I have actually eliminated my migraines by more than half by doing this. And I was diagnosed with chronic migraines, but that had to do with the type of products I was using and the products that I was being exposed to in the house, as well as what type of foods I was eating. Now my migraines are just hormonal based and weather based, so that's good. So anyways, we will be slowly replacing my products with healthier alternatives that are free from hormone disruptors, carcinogens, and fragrances. And I also make some of my own products that I absolutely find amazing, such as my lip balm. That I have actually perfected. So I have been using that for probably the last 4 years. So that might be a little goal of mine here in the future, is to sell some of that, but I'm not 100% sure I want to do that, because I don't put any fragrances or any colors in my lip balm. And if I had decided to sell some lip balms, if people requested to have tints red or pinks, I would have to figure out if I could use beetroot powder and then obviously put an expiration date on it, but I have to research more in depth about that. But that is a goal for 2028, so we'll see how that goes. So some fun things I want to do throughout the certain months is picking strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, peaches, apples, and possibly asparagus when we go to pick the strawberries. Now I do have a theme for each month for this year, because I have basically made a fun outing for every month of the year, and we will be exploring Ohio through basically every single month of the year. So some other places that we will be visiting will be Franklin Park Conservatory, the Rose Park, Ohio Caverns, Hartman Rock Garden, and several other activities in Cleveland, Dayton, and Cincinnati, as well as some fun overnight camping and swimming trips in the summer. So these are some of the hopes and dreams that I have for this year, and I can't wait to begin them. Oh, and one other project that I am researching is outdoor fairy houses, something fun for when one of Orlando's friends who comes over in the summer, and it will be a fun project that Orlando can also do. So he does have fun decorating little teeny tiny things like that. Oh, and I forgot something different I'm going to do for Orlando is combining everything into one room, kind of like a studio apartment, and having Orlando be responsible for different chores to help him be more independent. So we will be making a video later on in the year when everything starts to come more together and he accomplishes more goals, and we have to adjust to how we plan and organize everything out. So I'll bring that video to you later on as well, probably by the end of the year, I would say. Unless, of course, he accomplishes more towards the beginning of the year. So we'll see and play that out by ear. So that is it for our little adventures for the year. I hope you all have a beautiful year filled with lots of laughter and fun with your loved ones. Now I'm going to finish this coffee, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.